You can't have all your eggs in one basket. I see it all the time, guys. I see it all the time. I've literally seen 8 and 9-figure companies plummet as soon as something happens to where, they had all their eggs in one basket. One marketing tactic was all they had, and it's suddenly gone. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Return on Investment MF channel. It's your host, Zack ROI Williams. And this is the information your haters don't want you to hear about. Becoming the most badass version of yourself in business. What's up, guys? It's Zack ROI Williams with the Return on Investment MF channel. And today we're going to be talking about pivoting for episode 7. So what's really cool about pivoting is just being able to, it's kind of like seeing the future, but not really. So, if you all pay attention to Gary Vee, this dude does this all the time. He's constantly paying attention to what's working, what's not working, where the future is going. And he's focusing on the past too. He looks at the past and he finds things that, are repeating themselves over and over and over. And, a lot of people would sit here and argue that everything that's going on with metaverse and NFTs and everything is the same equivalent to what happened, on the World Wide Web launch and things like that. So, things like this you can start picking up on underlying situations that you'll see will give you the opportunity to really look in the future. But what I want to talk about this specifically is in the marketing realm. Y'all know that's what I do, and that's kind of where a lot of, these episodes are going to go. They're going to have underlining marketing tendencies or business-related opportunities. So in my past, as many of y'all know, as of right now, I've got 15 plus years in the marketing experience. And through 15 years, and it's funny too, I'll get some people to try and check me on that. And they'll be like, oh, bro, Facebook hasn't been around for 15 years and stuff like this. It's like, motherfucker, I didn't say that all I did was Facebook advertising. You get a lot of these people that are out here marketing themselves as marketers when all the fuck they know how to do is post on Facebook, okay? Be wary of those people. I'm not here to talk shit about other brands or anything like that, but I do find that kind of irritating as what I would like to consider myself a professional in the field is, when, every time an iOS update comes out, all these groups that I'm in about marketing and this and that, they all freak the fuck out. And it's all because they only know how to do one thing. They only know how to focus on one thing. They got their blinders on and they're not worried about trying to diversify because they figured something out that worked once. And now, they're professionals in the field. So they go out there and put themselves out there and take money from other people. And then when shit crashes, they flip the fuck out because they don't know anything. They don't have a plan B. They don't have a backup plan. So anyways, I digress. I've got 15 years of experience in marketing. Now, when I say marketing, it's marketing, okay? But what that gives me the opportunity to do is to see how over the 15 years that I've been in this industry, how things have changed. If you had asked me 15 years ago what to do for your business, I would have told you, put a fishbowl on your counter, collect business cards, and then you go and email them all one by one. And it worked. It worked. It's insane how things have changed. Now, I want to tell you guys about this too. As a business owner, when I go into other businesses or organizations and I see how things are ran either efficiently or inefficiently, I ask questions. It's just I'd like to know, and I'd like to see how other people think outside of my own business or even industry. For example, sitting down at a restaurant eating with my wife and daughter, and we're one of 7 tables in the entire restaurant, and it took almost an hour to get our food. And so, of course, the manager comes up and apologizes for it being late and whatever. My wife and I are previous service industry too, so we have a lot of leniency when it comes to that. But we're like, no, it's cool. And so I was just he's like, yeah, man, our kitchen's backed up. I was like, backed up, bro? I can count on one hand how many tables there are. And I was obviously joking with the guy, but he's like, dude, I know, we got 7 different, POS systems back there. One's for DoorDash, one's for Grubhub, one's for this, one's for that, one's for that. And I was like, damn, dude, the restaurant industry is changing as we see it. Well, some of us see it. Not many people see it. Now, you got to think about some of these big chains, Hooters and Chili's and Applebee's and yada, yada, yada. I'm really interested to see in the future if their storefront properties go away, because you got to think how much money they pay for that storefront property in those real high traffic areas, because they wanted people to see them. They wanted, to get that traffic to come in and off the street. But if 85% of your revenue is coming from people who don't even see where you're located, and the amount of, rent that you pay to be there, I'm willing to bet that we're going to start seeing these satellite locations where all they do is handle like Grubhub and stuff like that no one knows where they're located. I mean, the amount of rent that someone could get way off in the boonies somewhere, as long as they're in a centralized location to get that food to you in a legitimate time. I really see the restaurant industry is changing. I mean, it has changed. You've all experienced it. You've gone into a restaurant lately, people talking about being understaffed, this, that, whatever, and they're sitting at a third occupancy. Anyways, seeing stuff like that is what I'm talking about. But I want you to see it within your own business and within your own organization. Like I said, 15 years ago, I was, designing flyers, and we were literally like guerrilla marketing. I was hiring out street teams to go out there and put, discount coupons on doors of cars and doors of homes and things like that, going into some of these college towns and passing out discount codes and cards and stuff like that. What's changed? What in that story's changed? Okay, we used to have street team, which was a very, very common thing back then. Now what do we have? We have influencers. Where do they reside? One was a physical person that you saw that was handing you something, or physically having a conversation with you, talking to you about something. Now we got an influencer that's located on the internet that you don't know from Adam and Eve, and tells you that something's cool, a product or a service is cool, and you buy it because you trust them. So you can see how this is changing. And I'm not knocking influencer marketing. It works great. We use it all the time. We literally made millions of dollars with certain influencers. So I just want to show you how the process is changing and is constantly changing. And I'm not here to speak on things that I'm not 100% knowledgeable about, like the metaverse and the NFTs and crypto and stuff like that. I'm learning it. And the reason I'm learning it is because I know that that's where the future is going. But I want you to think that same way. I'm not sitting here, I'm not preaching on any of that. I don't get kickbacks from anybody for anything. I'm trying to just use this as an example. The restaurant story was an example. So I want you to look into your own business, and I want you to think about what has worked in the past that may or may not be working as well as it is or now, and how can you alter that? A big thing that we get into with our business and our industry is split testing. We split test everything, and what a split test is also known as like A/B testing, things of that nature. Is on on a high level, it's taking two different things, pushing them out, giving them the same opportunities with just a few differences, and then seeing which one works. So if you've got some marketing, tactics that have worked in the past, but aren't so much anymore, and then you've got some new ones that are working, let's start focusing on what's working instead of what's not working. Yeah, great. It worked in the past. That's awesome. I'm glad you made some money. But if it's not being a top performer, or it's not worth your time to focus on, let's start looking at that budget. Let's start looking at the time that we're devoting to that and find new ways to market, okay? And because the worst case is you can always come back to it. So say, for example, you've got something that you've tried in the past that's not working so hot anymore, and then you've got something new that's, starting to pick up some steam, this, that, whatever, and so you want to test something else, and you try it. And you try it, and it doesn't do as great as the thing that you've done in the past. Come back to that. Regroup. Get your bearings, and then let's try another test. But no one marketing tactic, I don't care what it is going to last forever. Facebook's not going to last forever. Instagram's not going to last forever. Let's look at MySpace. We probably thought that was going to last forever. Thank God it didn't. Sorry, Tom. But, anyways, you got to think about that. People at the time thought that was going to last forever. And, email marketing used to have like 98% open rates. Now some industries get as low as 1% and even less open rates. You got to see how things are changing. Now, it used to be email, now it's SMS. From SMS, we're going to probably get into some other things. It used to be street teams, or it used to be direct mail. Now it's influencer marketing. Now it's social media marketing. So what is it within your own industry that you can change and adapt? Now, some industries still door-to-door sales crushes it. And I'm not here to say don't fix it if it's not broken. But I'm here talking about pivoting, because you've got to know that no one way is going to last forever. And you can't have all your eggs in one basket. I see it all the time, guys. I see it all the time. I've literally seen 8 and 9 figure companies plummet as soon as something happens to where, they had all their eggs in one basket. One marketing tactic was all they had, and it's suddenly gone. I've got a call later today with a company that has $200,000 in ad budget, and that worked for them for years. And literally overnight, 2 years ago, it stopped. Okay? I hear this all the time. I'll give you another example. So we run social media ads very often. That is a majority of what we do. And when I say a majority of what we do, the reason being is because it's a majority of what people request. That's all they know to ask for, because they hear it nonstop. They don't think of other marketing, avenues. So we then will come in, consult them, kind of educate them on some of the new and even previous marketing tactics that some people don't think about on a regular basis that could work for them. They just constantly hear social media marketing. They're like, that's what I want to do. So we run a lot of social ads. Well, during the election last year, every ad plummeted. And I'll be honest, this was the first time that I was running my own business in the middle of an election. So I was not prepared. I was not ready to pivot. I did pivot, but I didn't foresee this. Now I know next election, I damn near am going to cut all of our ads damn near off. I'm going to cut them all back, because I literally watched not just mine, but again, going back to some of the groups that I'm in, everyone was freaking out because everyone's ad costs were going through the roof. And the problem was, and I probably shouldn't be talking about this, I don't know. I was on the call with our Facebook rep, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on? He's like, yeah, dude, whatever. I was like, look, I'm not one to make up excuses, but I do have people, coming down my throats over this. I said, and I've got my own speculations. I was like, dude, does this have anything to do with the election? Because, that's the only thing I could come up with. Because it was literally, overnight, we went from literally crushing it to crickets. And I said, bro, this has to do with the election, right? And he's like, yeah, I'm not supposed to say this, but yeah, it does. And I was like, well, okay, now, you validated my suspicion, but why? I just want to know why something like the election or anything political, or, maybe again, once I learn the process behind this, I can look into the future and be able to see when other dips in ad costs are going to, come out. And he goes, man, think about it. He said, I'm sure you've got, because he could see my back end. So he knows how, hundreds of thousands of dollars through all the, people that we manage spend a month on Facebook. And so he was like, look, bro, he was like, y'all spend a lot of money, but this is nothing in comparison to government money. And these, political campaigns are paid by government money. So he said, y'all may be spending, $100,000 a month on ads versus they're coming in spending $100,000 a day on ads. So think as Facebook is the business. Facebook is a business. Who do you think you're going to give more attention to? Now, I don't necessarily agree with that, because they only come around for a couple of months every 4 years. And I'm like, motherfucker, I'm spending this kind of money with y'all every month. So he understood. But that's my point, is now I know when certain, things come up, or there's going to be opportunities for other big players to come in and throw a shit ton of advertisement dollars, I know that we need to pull back some, scale back some, start focusing on other avenues. Could be, PPC campaigns. It could be influencer campaigns. It could even, guys, I still to this day have ran direct mail campaigns for certain clients. It all depends on what matters in your industry and what works. These solar guys, these roofing guys are out here. Look, guys, I've got a buddy of mine here that owns one. They are making millions of dollars a month off door to door. It works for some people. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you to think about what your options are. Some shit might have worked in the past that doesn't work anymore. Some shit that's working now is not going to work 6 months from now. So you've got to be ready to pivot. You've got to be ready to look into the future, see something as it fucking is, make a decision on it, and act on it. All right? I'm gonna leave that at that. I know I kind of, some of this might sound like fucking elementary shit to you guys. And I'm sorry, I'm not sorry, because again, y'all know this channel is all about helping out small business owners, entrepreneurs, aspiring business owners. And if this is gonna help save someone, not only a shit ton of time, but a shit ton of money, it was for that one person. So again, if you're listening to this, maybe this was for you. I'd love for you to share it because there's someone else out there that needs to hear it. But if this wasn't for you, again, there's someone out there that needs to hear it. Please give it a share. Let's put this in front of the people that need to hear this because, I hate seeing business owners, fail just because they weren't prepared to pivot or, they inherited or acquired a business and were told, hey, this is the way we market. This is what you got to do. And they stick by it. And now they've got $200,000 a month, ad budgets, and they're not making any money. So that was it. Again, a little book reference, just keeping you all up to date on my library. I got Hook Point from Bend & Kale. So y'all check this out. I haven't read it yet. It is on my bookshelf that is ever growing, and I am a slow reader. So y'all just keep up with me. But again, I'm going to keep you up to date with what I got coming in, what I'm not coming in. Send me your reading references. Give me a little snippet about what it's about, and I will get it ordered. All right, guys, that was episode 7, and it's all about pivoting. Hey, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this at all, please check out these videos that are coming up next. I have an idea that you're going to like them.